Hey, 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 did you get your tickets? To the gun show! I'm back. Hi. I look like a fool today because my hair is gross. So I'm covering it up with this awesome hat. It's pretty awesome, but I am back to talk more about Valakut. I wanted to go through my list because since I posted that video, my list for Valakut has just completely changed. I'm trying to broaden it out so that when I go to tournaments that are a lot more competitive and on a huger scale, I'll be able to deal with a lot more. Like, my deck was mostly built for the metagame at the Wizard Tower in Barhaven. I recently went to GPT Montreal, and I went 3/3 drop, and went and got some like curry and stuff with my friends. But I mean, I feel really well about how I played. I think that I played the deck to the best of my abilities, and my opponents did the same. And you know, I had a really good time, so I think that it was pretty swell. This is mostly a chance for me to talk out changes that I've made, and whether or not they're worth keeping. First off, pink dragon sleeves. Pink dragon sleeves. We just started selling them at the Wizard's Tower, and I just want to buy all of our pink ones. Even though I already have pink ones, I want to buy them all anyway. Just like as soon as we got the dragon sleeves, people were like, "Oh my god, you have dragon sleeves?" Yeah, we do. I want pink. And these were all guys. Okay, there's not very much changed. I mean, obviously, it still has Valakut. They're still shiny. One new thing that I have added that I just j'adore is my Urabasks. I don't think I own either of these. I think that this one is from my friend Kyle, and this one is from Martin Lamb. And if you'd like it back, just come by the tower and I'll have it there, or you could trade me for it. That would be cool. So Urabask, he's really good. Of course, your favorite would be to like, okay, well, I'll drop, like, turn 4, drop Urabask. And then turn 5, oh look, a Primeval Titan and Urabask? What do you think's gonna happen? I like him. I especially like him with Inferno Titan too, because, you know, Inferno Titan plus Urabask kind of equals death. I'm a little concerned that he might be a waste of space, so... Because, I mean, there's a lot of other things that I could be running other than him, and he's okay in certain instances. He usually manages to draw out my opponent's counters or my opponent's removals, so that's always good. But, you know, like, I'm a little bit iffy. I really like him, but I don't know if he's what the deck needs to continue being good, if you know what I mean. Main board, Acidic Slime. Just one. Super good. There's pretty much always a reason why you're going to want Acidic Slime. A, everybody runs lands. B, a lot of people are running artifacts. If not, like, you know, Tempered Steel or something like that. Or there's O-rings these days. You know, he's really good for a lot of matchups. So I find that I'm not really siding him out, like, at all. Another new addition is one main deck Obstinate Baloth, which, once again, too good. I had a conversation with like Dan Lantier and John Smithers and Vincent Johnson about things like that, and they're like, yeah, you really should, because it really just broadens all of your options, and plus when you're playing against an aggro deck, you really want the life gain, right? I kind of find that in Valakut, you're not really too worried about your life because you know that you can kill in one turn, right? It just takes one solid turn and your opponent is dead. You could be at 1 and they could be at 34 and oh look, I won. By the way, I have done that before. It was pretty awesome. But still having that main, like, that life gain is really good. Plus, he's a 4/4 for 4. I do that. You know, they can't Slag Storm him, they can't Lightning Bolt him, they can't just, like, they can't really handle him that well, especially if you're playing against aggro decks, which tend to run smaller sized creatures. So Obstinate Baloth is really good. I'm not even sure if I own this one. Pretty sure I do. Yeah, other than that, I don't really think that much has changed with my main deck. Now, the sideboard has changed a lot. 3 Slag Storms, 1 in Spanish, just because I can. Then they're all foil. The reason why I went from running something like Pyroclasms to running something like Slag Storm is that Slag Storm, like I said, is it's a much broader target. So if your opponent drops something like, if playing against Tempered Steel, most of their creatures are 1/1s, right? They drop something like Tempered Steel, they're all 3/3s, now all of a sudden you're like, okay, Slag Storm. And plus, because you can target creatures or players, that allows you to target any planeswalkers that are giving you a hard time. There's always going to be planeswalkers giving you a hard time. 3 Nature's Claim. I don't know if I really have to explain why this is good. I mean, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. So, O-Rings, Swords, Cawblade, Tempered Steel. You don't really worry about them gaining 4 life. When you've got 4 Valakuts and 4 Mountains, you're dealing 24 damage. Yep, pretty good. I have 2 more Obstinate Balos in this sideboard. Just because, like I said before, in that aggro matchup, you definitely want to have life gain because they can just kill you so fast. So having a couple more in your sideboard is always helpful. I have 1 Creeping Corrosion. I've only sided it in like once, so I kind of am debating on changing it out for something. Probably gonna happen. The one game that I did side it in was against like blue-black artifact insanity, where it's like Tezzeret and oh look, I have like 8 artifacts out. I'll ultimate Tezzeret. Are you dead yet? This didn't even come out that game either. 2 Combust, probably gonna change these just because I don't side them in. I've had moments where I'm like, hey, I could use these for Consecrated Sphinx. Oh wait, no I can't because Consecrated Sphinx is a 4/6. I mean, yeah, it's still good against the Splinter Twin combo, but... So, here we go. 1 Swamp and 3 Memoricides. Kind of self-explanatory. You can basically dismantle any deck if you know what deck it is and what they have in there. Mirror Match. Hey, I'll take your Primeval Titan. Pyromancer's Ascension. Oh hey, I'll take your Pyromancer's Ascension. Splinter Twin. I'll take your Splinter Twin. Now, let's talk about some things that I think I'm going to change. A lot of people have been running Rampant Growth instead of Harrow. I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy on that. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, it's just like Harrow gets countered so easily. And with Harrow, you get the double land drop, and that's so important in this deck because that's how you get a single turn, oh, whoops, you're dead, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try. Another option would be, a lot of people, lists are running Avenger of Zendikars. I'm really considering putting those in. I remember back in the old school times of Valakut, I had a couple of those. And you know, I found it to be a little bit hit and miss because like when it comes out, you're like, alright, boom, now I got like 7 0/1s. Haha, alright, cool, you drop 7 costs and get 7 little 0/1s. Well, here's a Ratchet Bomb. We're not friends anymore, bro. I was talking to one of my friends, JSP, and he was saying that his Valakut list has Lightning Bolts main deck. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Like, awesome. Like, it's totally good. He and I were talking about maybe putting in some Pyroclasms instead of Lightning Bolts. And I was like, I guess. The thing is that there's just so much aggro these days. I think, like, for my metagame at the Wizard's Tower, a lot of it is just heavy aggro, like drop a creature, swing, drop a creature, swing. Hey, look, I've got like 4 creatures out. Swing, 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 swing. Main deck Pyroclasms, depending on your metagame, could be really good. But at the same time, you could be like, why do I have this here? Why can't this just be a lightning bolt? I think that's all the ideas that I have so far. But you know what? If you guys have any ideas, like what you think might work in my deck, or what you think is totally ridiculous, why are you running that? Feel free to drop a note. Do that. I'd also like to talk about what's going to happen in rotation. You know what, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I'm scared, man. I got Valakut for Valentine's Day. "7 months? So romantic." On the night of rotation, I will be sitting by myself, crying myself to sleep in my huge pillow. I know for sure I'm not going to take it apart. So, you know what? I'm actually kind of thinking that vampires, after rotation happens, especially with the stuff that's going to be coming out in Innistrad, is pretty viable. But that's all I really got to say today. If you guys have any suggestions of videos that you want to see coming up, whatever, put it down there in the comments and stuff, and I will get on that. Alright, well, it was fun, guys. Hopefully you learned stuff from this video. Hopefully you thought it was funny. I hope it was funny, if not informative. Maybe you thought that it was shit. And if you did, comment. That's okay. Tell me how you feel. If you want to write a sonnet about how terrible it was, I will read it. So this has been Jillian the Gun Show Morgan. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, let me know, whatever. And yeah, hopefully I'll hear from you guys soon. Bye bye.
Dress so fresh, is very fancy, hot deck flows flex.